Hello and welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about why Windows 11 sucks. And please, if you don't have that much stuff on your Windows machine, or you don't have that much stuff that is only exclusive to Windows, please just switch to Linux as soon as you possibly can. It honestly isn't super hard to install. Yes, I know you have to go through the terminal a lot of the time, but still, it's a way better experience than I've been having with Windows 11. And I know I just made a video saying that I'm not going to switch to Linux yet because I already have so much stuff installed on my Windows machine, and I have a few applications that only support Windows still, which sucks. But I am this close to just full-blown switching to Linux, trying to find a way to transfer all of my data over, because I am so fucking infuriated with Windows. It's insane. First, it was all the default shit that was just on that didn't need to be on. Big example is the taskbar. Why is it in the center by default? It doesn't need to be there. I understand giving users more options for where the taskbar needs to go, but why is it in the center by default? Everybody knows that a taskbar should be in the bottom left. This is just common knowledge. This was it with Windows. This happened with Windows 10, with Windows 7. It's been like this for ages. Why do you put it in the center? I think they're just doing it just to be different, just to say, oh, look at our new shiny operating system. The taskbar is now in the center. Look at it. Look at how different it is. It's fucking terrible. Why? I know you can change it and, make it in the bottom left, and that's what I did. But a lot of people won't know that it's in the settings. A lot of people won't know to do this. So they'll just try to get used to the center taskbar. And then when they go to a different operating system, then they have to get used to the bottom left taskbar again. It's annoying. Why just not put it in the bottom left? Because everybody's used to that already. Why change shit that didn't need to be changed? Another example of this is the copy and paste buttons. Why do you have to go into advanced options to see an actual copy and paste button in text form? Because otherwise, you have to use these stupid ass icons. Why did you change this? Everybody knows where copy and paste is, and everybody knows what it does. Why did you have to make them into fucking icons? I am so fucking mad because they made so many dumb decisions when it comes to the interface that it's maddening. Windows 10 was already bad enough. Windows 11 is like 10 times worse. Not only is the interface just generally worse, where it hides shit in advanced settings that's not that advanced for people that use your shit, even if they're slightly, new to operating systems. But even then, the interface itself feels so damn slow. It is insane. But that's not even the worst part. It's not even the fact that Windows will just crash sometimes. File Explorer will just crash. Sometimes when I'm just trying to copy a decently large file from my phone, it will just crash File Explorer. That's not even the worst part. It's annoying as shit, and it didn't occur on Windows 10, but that's not even the worst. It's the incessantness of Microsoft to push their own services down your fucking throat. No, I do not want Office 365. No, I do not want shit to be stored in OneDrive by default. Why are you making that default? I have storage for a reason. Let me use it. Ah! Okay, I'm obviously being a little over-exaggerated now, and I've lost my voice. But I'm not even really over-exaggerating how mad I am about this, because why are you making that shit on by default? Nobody wants to store shit in the cloud by default and overwrite their fucking local storage. Everybody wants to put their shit on their own hard drive and SSD. Why make it so you have to store shit in OneDrive by default? Yes, again, I know you can turn all of this shit off, but you can't turn off how slow the operating system is. You can't turn off the oversimplified nature of it. That doesn't work. And Windows 10 will end support for Windows 10 very, very soon, which is infuriating because you can't go back even if you wanted to go back at this point, because they'll just stop the service for it. So this is why I'm so fucking mad. Because you can't go back to Windows 7 and you can't go back to Windows 10, so you have no other options but then to just go to Linux, which again, I am this close to doing. The only reason I have not done it yet is because there's still a lot of applications that don't support Linux, unfortunately. Now, 3 years down the line, this will probably change and a lot more applications will now support it, especially if SteamOS comes out decently soon, which it won't, but once it comes out, a lot more shit will start to support Linux, which is really, really good. I love Linux, even though, yes, you do have to go in the terminal sometimes. And yeah, it's a little convoluted. As long as you just know the ins and outs of it, it's still pretty easy to install stuff on it, and generally it's way less de-bloated, and it feels so much damn faster than Windows 11. It is insane, to the point where it is a way better trade-off than the operating system feels like it's fighting you, like with Windows 11. And again, the only reason why I'm sticking with Windows even today is because there are still some applications that I use that only support Windows or don't have Linux versions, which is incredibly infuriating, yes, but it's just a necessary evil that I have to use in order to use these applications. A big example of this is Mixcraft, which is a DAW I've been using for a while. It's like my main DAW that I use. Yes, I know I could switch to a different DAW, but it's just the DAW that I become so familiar with that it's hard to switch off of. And it's only supported on Windows, which again sucks. But again, it's like a necessary evil that I have to use in order to play everything and use everything that I want to use. Linux is like 95% of the way there. The only thing that they need to improve on is just making the interface a little more user-friendly, and I think just making shit more compatible. That is it. And even then, a lot of that is not Linux's fault. That is the company's faults for not supporting Linux, which I can get why they're not doing because it's a niche operating system. But even still, it sucks that they're not supporting Linux at all. So, yeah. I know in this video I lost my voice and I was getting super unreasonably mad about a kind of minor issue that I'm having, like with some minor issues that I'm having with Windows. But I just want to convey like the amount of awful shit that is in Windows 11 that was not even in Windows 10 that makes me really want to punch my fucking screen and get rid of Windows entirely. It is insane, again, how close I am to just fully just transferring everything over to Linux. And again, I might just do it, even with like the sacrifice to compatibility and, again, just exclusive stuff that Windows offers. I think it's a way worthy trade-off to get Windows just off of my system. And if you already have Windows, but you don't have that much installed, or you don't have that many applications that force you to use Windows, please just switch to Linux as soon as you possibly can. This is like a fucking cry for help at this point, because I am just really just debating on just fully switching to Linux at this point and just giving up on Windows because I'm so mad with it. Again, I'm this fucking close. The only reason why I'm sticking with Windows is because that some applications only support Windows. Another example of this, besides Mixcraft, is the Bazaar, which is a game that I play a lot of. It only supports Windows and Mac, which sucks because it has no Linux version. And same thing with like streaming system apps, or not streaming system apps, I mean streaming music apps. They don't have any, Linux versions, at least that I can see. Like Tidal or Apple Music doesn't have any Linux versions, which sucks. And I know that the Apple Music app for Windows is very janky, but at least it's an app, man. I like the convenience of just having a desktop app for my streaming service. So, yeah. Again, besides that, that is going to be it. I know I got very unreasonably angry in this video, but I just wanted to convey how infuriated I am with Windows as an operating system. But yeah, that is basically going to be it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.